What is up, legends? First things first, I just want to say thank you to every single one of you who just got to 1,500 subscribers in such a short period of time. I love our community, I love our discussions in the comments, and I proudly can say that we're building a community that we can be proud of. It's been a little bit over 4 months and we're already here, so I just wanted to say thank you and I appreciate every single one of you. So let's get to business. Today we're going to be predicting Premier League Game Week 36, but before we do that, let's see how good or bad we did, and I believe we did an amazing job this week. There you go, you can see our results. We're going to start with the first one, Leicester Southampton. Our tip was Leicester to win combined with under 3.5 goals, meaning 3 or less goals in the game, with the odds of 2.05. We hit our tip. The actual result was 2-0 for Leicester, and we predicted the correct winner because to put on Leicester to win was 2.40, so we hit our tip and the correct winner. The following match, West Ham were hosting Tottenham. Our tip was West Ham double chance combined with under 4.5 goals with the odds of 1.75. The actual result was 1-1 and our predicted score was 1-1 as well. So we hit a few things in this one. We hit our tip, West Ham double chance under 4.5 goals, 1.75. We predicted the correct score and we predicted the draw result in that game with the odds of 4.0. So that is there. And the following match, Chelsea were hosting Liverpool. Our tip was both teams to score combined with over 2.5 goals with the odds of 1.80. And the actual result was 3-1. And we predicted the correct winner. Obviously, that was a tough call to make. I didn't see many people calling Chelsea to win this one, but we did. So we hit the tip plus the correct winner with the odds of 2.35. So we hit that. Following match, Arsenal were hosting Bournemouth. Our tip was both teams to score combined with under 5.5 goals, meaning 5 or less goals in the game, with the odds of 1.90. And the actual result was 1-2 for Bournemouth. So we hit our tip for that one. The following match, Brighton were hosting Newcastle. Our tip was Newcastle double chance combined with over 1.5 goals with the odds of 1.75. We hit that tip. The actual result was 1-1. So on point. The following match, Crystal Palace were hosting Nottingham Forest. Our tip was both teams to score with the odds of 1.80. We hit the tip. The actual result was 1-1. The next 3 matches, as you can see, they're in a different color. They're in blue. So Brentford were hosting Manchester United. We predicted the correct winner. We said Brentford are gonna win. Our predicted score was 2-0. So we said Brentford are gonna confidently win this game, and that's what they did. Manchester United only scored 2 goals towards the end, but it was 4-1. It was they were just crushing Manchester United there. So we did predict the correct winner with the odds of 1.70. The following match, Aston Villa were hosting Fulham. Our tip for that game was Aston Villa to win combined with over 1.5 goals with the odds of 1.75. As you can see, we missed the tip, but we did hit the correct winner. We said Aston Villa gonna win. So Aston Villa to win for that game was 1.85. I get a lot of feedbacks from you guys that you're struggling to pick the winner. So when we do predict the winner, it has to count for something. So that's why we are marking our correct winners. So we're picking them right. So next one, Manchester City were hosting Wolves. Our tip was both teams to score. So we missed the tip, but we predicted the correct winner there as well. Our predicted score was 2-1 for Manchester City. The actual result was 1-0 for Manchester City. So we hit the correct winner there, City to win. So as you can see, we hit 6 tips plus 3 correct winners. That is a fantastic result if you ask me. And the only match that we missed was Everton hosting Ipswich. The actual result was 2-2 and our tip was Everton to win combined with under 4.5 goals. And Everton messed up in the end. We almost hit that one too. We would get a perfect result there. So, but they messed up towards the end and we missed that one. So yeah, my peeps, I hope you took a good advantage of these tips and predictions, but always keep in mind that the tips and predictions are never guaranteed, so play responsibly. And now without further ado, let's dive into week 36 predictions. First match of the week, Fulham will be hosting Everton, 11s against the 14th. Fulham fought like warriors last week, same shots on target, same energy, same everything, except the goals. Aston Villa scored 1, Fulham scored none. That's football. Sometimes you do everything right, but still go home with a sad sandwich. Now Everton, oh boy, they were up 2-0 at Goodison Park. Fans were smiling, players were chilling, but then boom, Ipswich said not so fast. They scored 2, equalized the game. Everton bottled it like a Coke left open overnight. Flat, tasteless, disappointing. Now let's talk history. The last 2 times these two teams faced each other, both ended in a draw, 0-0 and 1-1. If you have seen that match, you probably haven't woken up yet. Fulham will be aiming to recover from that loss from Aston Villa, so I'll probably go with the home team in this one, but don't be surprised if it's gonna be another sleepy 1-1 draw. But my score prediction for this match is 2-1 for Fulham, and my tip is both teams to score, odds 1.90. On to the next one, Ipswich will be hosting Brentford, 18s against the 9. Ipswich put up a good fight against Everton at Goodison Park after being down 2-0. They grabbed the point home, which is completely pointless. Unfortunately, they already being relegated to the Championship division. Brentford meanwhile gave us a full Netflix drama against Manchester United. The first half ended 2-1 for the home team. In the second half, they took the lead even further, 4-1. But Manchester United said, not so fast. Garnacho and Diallo pulled 2 late goals back. Final result, 4-3 still for Brentford. What a madness. Now, history time. The last 2 meetings, Brentford won both. The last one actually ended 4-3 for Brentford. Clearly, the beasts don't do boring. As for motivation, Ipswich already packing their bags for the Championship, and Brentford from the other side, technically still in the race for Europe. But all they need is 5 teams to collapse at the same time. But still, they'll try, because the math hasn't broken their spirits yet. So my score prediction for this match is 1-3 for Brentford, and my tip is both teams to score, combined with Brentford double chance, odds 1.87. On to the next one, Southampton against Manchester City, 20th against the 3rd. Manchester City against Wolves last week, tight game. Only 1 goal in it, and guess who scored the goal? Kevin DB. That might have been his last goal at the Etihad, but what a way to say goodbye. City fans are already crying in the group chats. City won that game 1-0 and stopped Wolves' 6 winning streak, and Southampton from the other side did what they do best, lost 2-0 to Leicester just like we predicted. Now here's some history. Manchester City beat Southampton 1-0 earlier in the season, and the last time City visited St. Mary's, they crushed them 4-1. They might as well stay there for summer. Southampton obviously not fighting for anything anymore, but Manchester City from the other side, they're definitely trying to get back to the Champions League. But not only that, they're aiming that 2nd spot. I can tell they definitely want to end in 2nd in the league. Expect business as usual. City wins, Southampton size, and maybe Kevin scores another one. So my score prediction for this match is 1-3 for Manchester City, and my tip is Manchester City to win, combined with under 4.5 goals, odds 1.78. On to the next one, Wolves will be hosting Brighton, 13s against the 10th. Wolves winning streak, gone. Manchester City won narrowly at the Etihad 1-0. But let's be honest, City are chasing that Champions League, while Wolves are just vibing, chilling, enjoying the game before their summer break. Brighton meanwhile played out a 1-1 draw against Newcastle. They took the lead 1-0 in the first half, and in the second half, Newcastle made a comeback. Classic Brighton, 1 half brilliant, second half holding on. Now let's look at history. The reverse fixture, 2-2. Goals, drama, but no winner. And the last time Brighton visited Wolves, they left empty-handed. Wolves took it 1-0. You know what? I'm gonna back one of these teams. My score prediction for this match is 2-1 for Wolves. And my tip is both teams to score, combined with Wolves double chance, odds 2.35. On to the next one, Bournemouth will be hosting Aston Villa, 8th against the 7th. Bournemouth, what a performance and a comeback against the Gunners at the Emirates. After being down 1-0 in the first half, they made a comeback in the second half. They shocked the home team and the home fans, and sent them to Paris to face PSG with their heads down, and just like we predicted, Arsenal actually lost in Paris as well, and Villa defeated Fulham 1-0 at home, which will give them a good chance to try to get into the Champions League positions now. And if you look at the team's forms, Bournemouth's home records are 3 losses, only 1 win and 1 draw, whereas Aston Villa's away form, 3 wins and 2 losses. I don't think Unai Emery's men are satisfied sitting in the Conference League position right now, and I'm expecting them to put up a good fight to win, get 3 points, and try to get back into the Champions League positions. The bookies are saying that Aston Villa the underdogs, but as you know, we try to aim some good high odds, and I'm gonna go against the odds as always. My score prediction for this match is 1-2 for Aston Villa, and my tip is both teams to score combined with over 2.5 goals, odds 1.80. One of the games of the week, Newcastle will be hosting Chelsea, 4th against the 5th. Newcastle, what a battle against Brighton. They went down early in the first half, but they fought hard and got a point out of that game. The interesting part is, I watched that game and Newcastle got awarded 3 penalties. Yes, 3 penalties. But unfortunately only one stood and VAR ruled out the other 2. But still, not a bad result for Newcastle to walk out with a point in an away match. And obviously they needed it because Chelsea, Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest are right behind them, and yes, all within 3 points, eyeing that golden ticket to the Champions League. Chelsea meanwhile delivered just like we said, complete dominance, 3-1 beating Liverpool, strong, confident and clinical, no room for slip-ups this late in the season. Both teams have 63 points, okay, they've accumulated the same amount of points, but their goal difference is the same. Plus 21. That is crazy. It's neck to neck. Neither side is backing down. And to spice it up, Chelsea just booked their ticket to the Conference League final, and most likely they're getting that one. So my score prediction for this game is 2-2 draw, and my tip is both teams to score combined with under 5.5 goals, odds 1.78. On to the next one. Manchester United will be hosting West Ham, 15th against the 17th. Manchester United, what a goal fest and an entertainment against Brentford. They did lose just like we predicted, but the final result was 4-3, 7 goals in the game. That was some insane match to watch. And the goals came from Mason Mount, Garnacho and Amad Diallo. And honestly, they look sharp despite the loss, and it was definitely a confidence booster, give them some confidence that they can actually score goals, especially before their Europa League game against Athletic at Old Trafford. And speaking of Europe, Manchester United smashed Athletic Bilbao 4-1 at home. It definitely gave some serious flashbacks to Ferguson's era. Sure, Athletic were missing Nico and Inigo Williams, but 7-1 on aggregate. That's a dominant. And now we're getting all English Europa League final, Manchester United versus Tottenham. And with both teams sitting near the relegation zone in the Premier League, this might be their golden ticket to the Champions League for sure. With this, if I'm not mistaken, we would get 6 English teams in the Champions League's group stage. That's some insane number of teams participating from the same country. And also you might ask me, who's gonna win that final, Manchester United or Tottenham? And if I had to pick, bro, you already know, I'm gonna say Manchester United, of course. I mean, I'm expecting them to smash Tottenham, seriously. And it would be super interesting to see Manchester United in this new Champions League format. I definitely want to see that. West Ham from the other side held down Tottenham to a 1-1 draw. James Bowen scored the goal and they just showed they're not backing down yet. So my prediction for this match is 2-1 for Manchester United. They're just on a fly mode right now. And my tip is Manchester United double chance combined with both teams to score, odds 2.15. On to the next one. Nottingham Forest will be hosting Leicester, 6th against the 19th. Leicester defeated Southampton just like we predicted. The team had to get a win for Wardy since it's his last games. And guess what? He did score the first one for that game and they won 2-0. Forest from the other side visited Crystal Palace, conceded first, and then Murillo saved Nottingham Forest's dreams for the Champions League. He equalized that and it took a point. Now I don't think there's too much to talk on this one. My score prediction for this match is 2-0 for Nottingham Forest, and my tip is Forest to win combined with under 4.5 goals, odds 1.72. On to the next one, Tottenham against Crystal Palace, 16s against the 12. Tottenham went to West Ham and came back with a 1-1 draw, just like we said. But let's be honest, just like Manchester United, Spurs are not thinking about the Premier League anymore. They locked in their concentration on the Europa League, and after winning 1-5 against Bodo on aggregate, they are facing Manchester United in the final. I would love to watch that game, but I'm not saying it's going to be the most entertaining game, but I just want to see who's going to win. It's interesting to see two English teams in the final. And why not? Winning that Europa League for any teams, be it Manchester United or Tottenham, is going to help them to escape that Premier League nightmare. They don't even want to look at the table right now. Crystal Palace from the other side had Nottingham Forest for dinner. Well, they tried, they took the lead first, but then Nottingham equalized. After that, Palace fired shots like it was a FIFA glitch. But guess what? Forest keeper turned into a prime Buffon and he saved the team and the point. So my score prediction for this match is 2-2 draw, and my tip is both teams to score combined with under 5.5 goals, odds 1.75. On to the next one. Most of you are looking forward to this game. Liverpool will be hosting Arsenal. I don't even know if I have to mention it's first against the second, and I don't even know what to say about Arsenal anymore. It's like a Netflix series. You already know how it's gonna end, but you still want to watch it. They started off strong against Bournemouth, took the lead, went on halftime, everything looked good, everything looked solid. They come back, concede 2, and lose the game. And it wasn't like they were playing with their second squad or something. Everybody was there, Saka, Martinelli, you name it. And they just bottled it badly again. Definitely wasn't a confidence booster they were seeking before their travel to Paris. And of course they lost in Paris as well, just like we predicted. Unfortunately, but it happens to Arsenal. I mean, it's inevitable. But hey, credit where it's due. Arsenal had a strong season. Fell short when it mattered, but still, it's not a disaster. Recharge, reset, and maybe next season, just don't hit self-destruct button too often. So I am expecting some fireworks in this one. My score prediction for the match is 2-1 for Liverpool. And my tip is both teams to score combined with over 2.5 goals, odds 1.95. That's all guys. I hope we're gonna hit 6 to 9 again with high odds as usual, but always keep in mind that they're never guaranteed. So leave your predictions and comments in the comment section. Put thumbs up if you liked the video and subscribe so you're not gonna miss our next releases. And bye for now.